What's up, cyberspace cadets? Don't fear that Reaper, because Irate Prostate's here. We're going to take care of you. What's happening, everybody? It's Sunday. You know what that means? It's time for some ice cream. And we got us a big bowl of lo-fi. The awesome, beautiful, talented, funny as fuck lo-fi. How you doing?
Oh, that's way too much. Holy shit. I'm doing pretty good. Wow.
Oh, so I figured, hey, whatever, Everybody's just listening to a little good music, getting a little good, a little classical rock or some shit. I don't know what these new bands. I can't stand rap, whatever.
I don't know any new band names.
Me either. Well, so this is a show where I interview people that I find interesting to me, and I usually open up with a couple of questions about what brought you to YouTube, pretty much.
Oh.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Hmm.
How long have you been looking at YouTube, or what made you decide to start to get on the other side of the screen?
It's pretty fun. I've been streaming on different things. I've had a Twitch where I played League of Legends for a long time, and before that I had a Minecraft YouTube channel with a friend a long time ago, and that went pretty well in Poland for some reason. But then I took a big break while I was out finishing my education, and so becoming an archaeologist and working on excavations around the world, and went to Japan for a year to live and work. And then I got home and I decided, one day I was sitting and watching someone streaming, and they always have these guys in the background like they're friends, and they were streaming with them, and they just have fun. I was like, hey, wouldn't it be fun to be like a popular streamer's friend? And I started egotistically finding smaller channels and subbing to them and commenting on every video like a terrible person. And that's how I found Antoine.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And then after a while I decided, okay, if he can do videos, I can do videos as well.
I see. And
yeah.
and the lovely lo-fi is born.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So wow. All right, so tell me about your name and what it means. Where you got it from.
So it was around right after Christmas last year. I wanted to have that's when I started my channel. I uploaded my first video that wasn't a 5-year-old League of Legends video, and I wanted a new name, and I want something short and fitting, and I was like, I want a name that describes the quality of the video I'm gonna make, so I'm gonna use low fidelity.
I like it. Because I kind of got stuck with the name that I've got, and it's like it fits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So who would you say was the most influential person? What was it like being like a young lo-fi growing up? Let's talk about that.
That was a weird time. My most influential person through that time was. I never really looked up to anyone for a long time. I was too busy being scared. One that just sat in my room and painted Warhammer and did nothing and didn't want to go out and such. Hey, so who influenced me? I guess my big brother ultimately.
Okay. All right. And so you're how old are you now? You said
27.
27, right? I was thinking 28 for some reason.
Oh, that's very soon.
Okay, well, cool. So if you could talk to yourself at the age of 8, what would you tell yourself?
Don't be a scared little pussy. Talk with people, and start thinking about switching gender now instead of waiting till it becomes an actual serious issue and will cause you some mental issues for a while. So yeah, look into that as soon as possible.
Okay,
that's what I would tell myself.
All right, so you want to talk about? All right, let's go ahead and explore that. Your whole gender identity. So how do you identify?
I identify as female. That is what people in Denmark call me, and what they identify me as by look and appearance alone. I don't need to say much. Sometimes my voice will confuse them, but they look at me and they think female. Mm-hmm. They did for a long time, even back in school, and that was a huge issue for me back then. That did not help because I had no grasp on what this all meant.
So okay, so you pretty much just so you looking for final surgery?
Yeah, I am fine enough in now. Denmark has a very, very rigorous testing of gender dysphoria, because it's a serious thing that really hide many different mental issues hides as gender dysphoria. The biggest one is schizophrenia, so we want to make sure that it's not something like that people suffer from. Yeah. Because if you get the surgery, you're fucked, and that's why some of the suicide statistics are so bad. That's people that has been misdiagnosed. But in Denmark, it takes years upon years to get this far. But I'm at the state now, at the second I have lost X amount of weight, I can get the surgery. So I'm at the final step.
Good, that's excellent. So, so are you looking at? You said you're what? So, what do you do for like work right now?
Right now, I do nothing for work. I am workless. I lost my job in January, and then I went to take a second degree in technical design, and you get some money from the state in Denmark, but I didn't get a internship, so I couldn't continue that. I couldn't go get that degree, so from there on I have been looking for jobs.
Okay, because I thought it was interesting because you said you had studied archaeology, and I wondered if that was,
there's no future. There's no almost zero.
Right, teaching job. Maybe.
Yeah, not. I need to get. I need to finish it completely. I do have my degree, but I need more to get my to become a teacher. There's people who are way better qualified than me with higher grades and such, so they prefer those. I have lost jobs to a friend in a country where I spoke the language and they didn't, but they had better grades, so they won. Yeah, so
that happens over in Europe, huh?
Yes.
I thought the U.S. is the only place that should happen. Oh, that sucks. So, what was the first moment you knew that you were different from other children?
We had back in primary. We had at one time we went to, funny enough, a conference room across a church where a person who went to Thailand and got a sex change operation were coming and talking to the kids about it. That's when I knew, because everyone were laughing at the person and calling them names afterwards, the person, and yeah, they weren't very lucky. They definitely did not look, they just looked like a man in a dress. They did not go, because they were so old when they got it done. It didn't.
Right.
It didn't really help. But that's when I knew, because when we were laughing and walking out, I do remember it going, everyone was laughing, I was laughing with them, and inside I went, maybe that's something that could help. But then I pushed it out of my head for like 10 years.
So, this is an interesting question that's in my head. Is like, what do you think about parents that push their children into gender identity issues? What do you think about that? How do you think that should be done?
I fucking hate them. Didn't parents fuck off? They most likely, in most of the cases, ruining the child's life. Is especially the people that give them hormone blockers at a young age, which apparently is a thing now, that people are allowed to. In Denmark, at least, you have to be X amount of age to get the hormone blocker. But there's some, of course, people like in the States fighting that you can give hormone blocker at a younger age. I do think it's fine if the parents say, okay, so our son wants to wear a dress, let him wear a dress. I don't care. It's probably a phase. But don't force, don't change, and definitely do not medicate the child. Holy fuck.
Yeah, see, that's where I tend to, excuse me, I was pouring a glass of drink, but that tends to be where I draw the line. With these parents, it's like there's a child that's just exploring him his I mean I don't think you really know who you are until you're like in your late teens. It's like any kind of prepubescent interference, physiologically on a child, man. I totally agree with what you were saying. It's dangerous, and then it can create situations that are irreparable.
Yeah, it's like, of course, there's fringe cases where it will help the child, sure, but that's a very, very rare, and it's not something you should form the entire field around. Don't base it on the 0.001% where you guess correctly. Don't guess with children.
No shit. Coming back to you and your process through this, is your family supportive of you?
Yeah, my mom is, my mom's boyfriend is, and my big brother and big sister is. My dad wasn't initially, but then my big sister basically beat him up, and now he is.
That's cool. That's cool. To have a family that, because when some of the friends that I've talked to that have going through similar situations here, they're not so fortunate, to have a supportive family around them. Is that how do you feel having a family that supports you?
Definitely makes it easier now, especially in the period I'm in right now with not having a job, and a general support that I got thrown out of my apartment with 1 day warning, and I had to move back to my parents. And had they not been supportive, I'm pretty sure my mom would still have allowed me to live there. But I can imagine how terrible it would have been had they not been supportive. But no, everyone's supportive. It's great.
Yeah, that happened to Uzi and I. We were evicted with 30, not 30. We were evicted with 7 days notice. So it was fucked up, and we couldn't go to our parents. So yeah, I know exactly that feeling, because it's a gulp. It's a lump in the throat for sure. Talk about your fascination with Japan a little bit. Let's talk about that a little bit, and we can come back to the gender stuff. But that's just one facet of this gym that we've got in our cereal bowl here, our ice cream bowl.
So I've always loved history, hence my archaeological degree. And the earliest thing I can remember really loving was samurais.
Oh.
And yeah, I was not too much into the ninja. They are pretty cool, but the samurais were the real deal. I loved everything about them. And that just escalated to, of course, going the weeb way of collecting manga. And then, yeah, never stopping. And now having tons of figurines, and then deciding to work a year non-stop with almost no days off. Often no weekend days, just working 10 to 12 hours a day for a year, saving up, moving to Japan for a year. It's great. It's still with me, and I want to go back to Japan. I think it's my favorite country in the world. It's amazing.
It is a special place, isn't it? It's just you've had a chance. Okay, you're European. You've been to Japan. You've been to the United States. Contrast the three.
So that's actually one of the first things when I went to the United States to stay with Tyro was that it's the opposite of Japan. It feels like the opposite. In Japan, you have this tranquil safety, no matter what time it is. In the middle of Tokyo, you can walk around, and there's police everywhere, and they might come and recommend you to go home, but there's no people. There's nothing. There's just quiet, and you never really feel unsafe. Whereas in in the States, it was much the opposite when you have to ask which part of town shouldn't I go to, and you actually get a response that probably shouldn't go here. And get a text one time, it's like, are you here? No, that's good because there's a shooting, and you have like this. It's like an interesting adrenaline filled. Like, this is so exciting. I've never been to some place like this, which of course is a lie because I've been to the Middle East, and yeah.
Oh Lord. So
No,
So this you've had a fantastic experience. Then you've been to all these different countries and stuff, and so and your heart is resting with Japan. It sounds like.
Yeah, Japan and Texas.
Yeah.
Those are the best places I've been. They win against everything.
Texas is always a good bet in the U.S. They always Texans are have always been like we are begrudgingly a part of your country, you know, and I've always respected that and respected it because Texas is a huge fucking state, and I live a couple states over from it, so anyway, that's I totally understand what you just said there. Any Texans in the chat? Hi, boy Pat just showed up. Hey man, how you doing? Let me pull this up a little bit. I gotta see one thing. Okay, cool. So is there anything that you wish you had done differently?
I wish I had been a little bit better with money.
I totally understand that too.
Because, I could really use some right now with my job. It's not like I'm not in outstanding debt in any way, but I don't have money either, so it's like it's just zero everywhere. That's better than debt, which is nice.
I totally agree with that. Yeah. I know I know exactly where you're at. So let's see. I'm going through. I've got some questions. I always jot down questions before I go into this. What do you? What misconceptions do you think people have about you? That you know what I'm saying?
I do. I have a common misconception. I don't know how much in the internet, but definitely around in Denmark is that I'm never serious. I always joke. That's the general, like, when I spaz out and actually get really angry, people think I'm joking. And that's a misconception. People don't think I can do anything but joke. At least back here.
Right. So yeah, because it's like especially when you've got an online persona or something that's that's comedically based. It's like I think, and that's the reason I like to do these things, is to show people that that there's a myriad of emotions that we're all people, man, and everybody's experience is different, and that's what I love about the people. The difference is what makes us unique, and I dig that. So if you didn't, all right, I like to ask this question occasionally: is if you didn't have to sleep, what would you do with all that extra time?
I wish I could say I would be productive and draw a lot more and paint a lot more and make a lot more music. I think in reality I would be super procrastination and just watch a shit ton of YouTube.
See, I like that honesty, because that's probably, I think that's the truth. All of us, especially YouTube, is a unique thing, and it's becoming. I don't know. It's not becoming. It's some type of addiction, I think, for a lot of people.
It's so easy to find videos about things you're interested in, and then you just stop doing what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Last night I started watching a whole bunch of shit, and I ended up, you go through this this thing, and then it connects to this thing, and before you know it, you're looking at this, something that has totally nothing to do with all the other shit, and you don't know how you got there, but you did. If that makes any sense. God, I feel like a moron today. It's like I'm just slightly lobotomized, people. What job would you suck at? Would you just be horrible at?
Oh fuck! Everything where I have to sit down too long.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I do have some eye concentration disorder. I cannot concentrate on one thing for very long. So if I have to sit down and do one thing for a long time, I'd suck at it. I would do it for 30 minutes and then just sit on my ass for the 7.5 hours until workday was over. I know that from experience.
Do you think you would work better, like if you had maybe a desk job where you could stand and work?
Yes, and I would preferably have that there was a lot of different assignments that were all very short. So it's like instead of one overall thing I had to do for the entire day, I would have 10 things I would have to do each day. That would help a lot.
Okay. That's kind of cool. Do you have a favorite piece of clothing that you have?
I do like my kitten lingerie. Yeah, that's my favorite. I forgot it at Tyro's though, so that's not too good.
Oh no. Well, now you have an excuse to go back and get it, now don't you?
Yes, that's the only excuse. That's it. I'm just here to get my lingerie.
Typical girl, man. Yes, I know. So, let's see. What fictional place would you love to go to?
Oh shit. Oh, that's tough. Oh, that's really, really tough. See, I was about to say the Warhammer universe, but I don't want to die instantly. It's a terrible place to go.
You gotta have your armor and shit, man.
Yeah.
And the attitude.
I think I would go to my favorite anime's country, land version of Japan.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would that be? What anime version of Japan?
There's two overall. So there's one called Konosuba, which makes fun of a lot of other shows like Sword Art Online and such for being overly serious. So that world would be hilarious. Otherwise, there's the other one called Working, which is basically just Japan, where you work in a restaurant and you can actually be a terrible employee and get away with it. And that sounds like my kind of place.
Is that a game or is that a show?
That's a show. It's Working, and the www.working. That's like the best season of all of them. It's fantastic.
Oh no!
That's my dream job. That kind of restaurant.
I love see that's only in Japan where you get like that, stuff like that, man. It's just cool stuff. I've seen these little model kits of like you can build like a 1/20th scale soda machine or a panty machine.
Yes.
Every time I look at I go to Hobby Link Japan and look at stuff to like model kits and stuff to buy and stuff, and I just run into that stuff. It just fascinates me because it's just like that's just I don't understand the mindset, but it makes me laugh out loud, and that's what I love about my experience with being exposed to Japanese through the weebs friends that I have.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it is. So I'm very grateful and very happy. That that I've been able to meet a bunch of people that have been able to show me the good stuff, and and then explain to me why the stuff that I think is shit maybe not be shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that if you are a true weeb, you've like experienced a lot of manga and a lot of anime, and there's a certain leap of faith that many anime expect you to make, because that's just the formula and the way that it's that they're designed to to tell the story, right? And and that to me can be if like I'm watching something that's very I can't think of anything specific, but it's like I want to always understand why there's a gap in the storyline there, and it's just they expect me to make a leap and connect without, because there's so much story they want to tell in such a short period of time. So if that makes any sense.
I get. I think it's there's a big thing with anime fans of not needing to. They don't feel like we need to explain all the things, and also fighting each other violently every time people disagree on what's a good show.
Right. So if you were like if you had a friend that was just brand new and they were saying what 5 anime should I check out, what would you tell them?
I would say www.working and Konosuba, and I have an anime list just for that. 2 seconds. And Dragon Maid. It's pretty good. One Punch Man, of course, and Mob Psycho.
Oh, One Punch Man. I love One Punch Man.
Yeah, and My Hero Academia, I can't stop now. Black Lagoon, Trigun, Fist of the North Star, it keeps going. Samurai Champloo, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Azumanga Daioh, Nichijou.
What'd you think about the Full Metal Alchemist movie? The live action.
It was horrible.
Thank God. I couldn't stand it.
It was
it
really tough to get through.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God. The first opening sequence was okay, but after that, the story was just shit. So, I'm sorry I'm being so bad on this interview, y'all. I apologize. I feel like shit, and I'm trying to think of some shit. So where all have you lived?
I have lived in Denmark, of course, and then I've spent time in Texas and in Jordan and in Egypt and in Turkey and in Greece and in Crete and in Italy, in Florence to be specific, in Tokyo and Kyoto, in Shanghai, and entirety of Germany. I've been Paris, some shithole in Spain, Barcelona, Malta, Lanzarote. Yeah, I think I just there's so many places. Serbia, Budapest, Hungarian, Serbia. Was supposed to go to Bulgaria, that could cancel, thank God. Norway, Sweden, Finland. Yeah.
Yeah. Why did you say thank God about Bulgaria?
I stopped booking my ticket the second I found out the person I was gonna visit turned out to be an actual neo-Nazi that was a genocide, a Holocaust denier. And he sent me a link to a documentary that first line was like, Hitler was like a prophet. I was like, okay, I'm not going there. That's okay. I'll just stay away. That's fine.
It's just not my cup of tea, right?
No, I don't want to go on vacation and argue for 2 weeks and also probably get killed for arguing. I guess.
Yeah, no shit. Them Bulgars are serious, man. They don't fucking play, man.
No.
Oh, God, where else did you say something clicked in my head? You said, Florence.
Yes.
How much time did you get to spend in Florence?
A month.
Oh my God. If Uzi Q and I could go to one place, it would be Florence, and the artwork. See, I'm a big fan of Bernini, and Donatello. So
Yeah.
you know the sculptures and stuff. That's what my degree is. You talk about a worthless degree. A degree in art and sculpture is fucking useless, monetarily.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Well,
That's everything that's like that. It's just okay. This is interesting. I can't use it.
Well, the way to make it where I am is you have to kiss a lot of ass, and I hate. That's just against my nature, and I'm just not a suck up, and never have been, and I don't coerce well. I'll put it that way. So you can imagine, but yeah. So, but Florence is such a beautiful city, and so did you get a chance to go and check out any of the museums there? Or?
Yes, every place. We had a big focus on the art museum.
Right.
Run right up next to the bridge where all the merchants were. I can't remember the name, but it's fucking good. I was really happy back then for having played Assassin's Creed 2 because you could just use that as a map.
Yeah, because the Assassin's Creed 2 part of it is it all in Florence? Because you're working
a big part of it is in Florence, and it's very well done. So it's very easy to find your way around still.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, because aren't you an assassin for the Medici family? Or
yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, because that's something I'm into too. Is the there was a series that came out called the Da Vinci's Demons, and it only lasted like 4 seasons, but it was fascinating because it explored the young Da Vinci as he was working for Lorenzo de Medici and stuff, and it was camped out, and they over sci-fi'd it, but it was still a fun watch.
But I want to see that.
Yeah, it's worth checking out. It's full of beautiful people. Nothing else is.
No, I found it.
It's ocular. It's pleasing to the eye.
That's good. That's good at least.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, it's very sexy. It's called Da Vinci's Demons. So yeah, and it's probably on Netflix too, or on Hulu. It'll be on one.
Netflix is terrible in Denmark because we don't have half the shows you have.
Oh, really?
No, it's split up between countries.
Why do they do that? Is that like a governmental thing?
According to Netflix, it's a licensing thing. Mm-hmm. It costs more to license to more countries. So they split it up. They license to America, and if it gets really successful, they license to the rest of the world. And it's like a country depends. So we have some shit in Denmark that if it's very popular in Denmark, it might get licensed to the rest of Europe, and then from there to the States and such. But yeah, that's why.
Yeah, we tend to get like Europe, like a lot of Danish like cop dramas. I think the Killing was based on a Danish. Was that a Danish show? That you know what I'm talking about?
Oh shit. Huh. I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, we'll look it up later. I was just wondering because it's the
yes, it is.
Wallander.
It's
I know that's based on. Is that based on? Is that Swedish or Danish?
Why? Can you repeat the name?
It's Wallander.
I think that's Swedish.
Yeah, because there's a British like redo of it that's got Kenneth Branagh as the main character in it, and his name is Wallander. So,
and yes, the killing is Danish. It's
Yeah.
in Danish. Yes,
and the bridge is that Danish too?
Yes, that's Danish. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah, those are two excellent shows. That they tried to the killing they redid it in America, and they should have stopped at the year 4. And the bridge they didn't take it long enough. So, but they're both excellent, and really, to be honest, the Danish versions are the best anyway. So that's my opinion, at least. Oh, Golden Bananator says time to pass out.
Good night, GB.
Yeah. So didn't you say that's your art teacher?
Yeah, he is the guy who has drawn most of my things, and he is teaching and helping me with drawing better. And you can go follow him on Twitter at Golden Bananator, where he finally started posting things so I can chill him for doing awesome things.
Sweet.
He does excellent hentai.
Did he do that chibi?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
And he does it as a surprise. I usually don't have to ask. He just throws art at me. He's very nice. He's a good friend.
Thoughtful. Good thoughtful friend. So if you want, we've got a little bit of time. If you want, we can maybe get some questions from the audience. If you have any questions for Lo-Fi.
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead, everyone. Ask me anything.
While we're doing that, I've told, to be honest, you know what? I'm going to open up my special question book.
Okay.
And these are like, did you ever play sports as a kid?
I played handball.
Mm-hmm.
I started playing, as we call it, American football.
Oh, really?
Yes.
With the shoulder pads and the.
Yes. I have soon. However, it's one of my favorite sports, but I have to say rugby is a superior sport. After I found out how to play rugby, that's so interesting. It has all the tactics of American football, but you do it while you fight. You don't stop and do it in between.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's like it's like a no huddle offense where you can't pass. So it's a run. It's a defense based game, and it's very very impact oriented.
It's great. Oh, there's already questions in chat. There's some good ones.
All right, you want to go ahead and take a couple?
Yeah, we can do it. So, when do you think you'll be able to come back to the States? I would love summer, because I do want to watch Detective Pikachu in the States. That's a good reason to go back to the States, is to watch Detective Pikachu. Otherwise, but unless if I get a job fast, that is. If I don't, I think it's more likely to be after summer. But I need to go there. I have to. The plan is to move there. I'm definitely going back again as soon as possible. Let's see. And is Jimmy the Cricket gonna turn you into a real girl? Yes, his semen does have DNA transmorphing properties. Why do the Danish and Swedes hate each other? That's because, much like the Chinese and Japanese having been at war all the time, Sweden and Denmark has literally been at war all the time. Since the Vikings, since we owned most of them, we just, they got butthurt about it. And yeah, we have never stopped fighting. Why don't Europeans admit they're just Russians? Because we have a few countries, Peanut, that are still fighting against it. Like Denmark and Poland are some of the few countries that are still fighting the immigrants, and Russia. How many of Saladin's men did you kill? 11.
Is there a particular manga cod you really admire and you want to emulate?
Yeah, 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Got it. Okay, I got it. So, we have Mr. Not that guy, he sucks. He's pretty good. That's a good one. That's also good. Where are you, Mister? There you are. Naitov Yasuhiro of Trigon. That's an excellent artist. I really like. I would love to do that. Worst anime I have ever seen. The one that makes me the angriest is Smartphone to Another Life or some shit like that. That is legitimately the worst thing I've ever seen.
Smartphone to Another Life. I'm sorry.
Yes, Isekai wa Smartphone Totomoni. It's terrible. I hate it so bad. It makes Sword Art Online look competent, and that hurts my feelings. Favorite anime character? Saitama. Yeah, Darkness for Konosuba.
Can I ask you a question about, see, all right, the stuff that really that I am drawn to are like movies like Akira and Ghost in the Shell, the animated versions and stuff. What did you think about the live action remake of Ghost in the Shell? To be honest, I thought it was okay.
I have seen worse. It's not one of the worst, but it's boring as hell.
Yeah.
It did this show a disservice in the pacing was somehow really bad.
Well, and it seemed like to me that all they were trying to do was just ape the original, anime.
Yeah.
And it was like, why even fucking do that?
They have kind of an issue when they translate different types of media. They kind of forget that pacing works differently in series and books and movies, and they kind of don't think about that. I thought it tried too hard to, first of all, just be a copy, but also look better than function. So yeah.
Did you have you ever seen the manga for Uzumaki, The Spiral?
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Isn't that beautiful? I love that kind of artwork, man.
It is, yeah. He is amazing.
He reminds me of Mobius.
Ito.
Yeah, and there's
Junji Ito is incredible. Everyone should check that out. He makes the ghastliest, most horrifying shit, and it's beautiful.
Spell that.
I'll spell it in the chat. Junji Ito. That's the guy who made Uzumaki, and he has made he's so many. Let's see, what's your favorite animal? That would be. Oh shit, that's really tough. I really like cats, but there's multiple animals. It switches a lot. But at the moment, I have a cat, so cats.
I got you. Okay.
Favorite American food was. I forgot the name.
What did it look like?
It's the potatoes that you cut in slices and you roast on a pan, and then you have.
Is it with the skin on them?
Yeah, I think so. See, I'm God damn it, I'm so bad with names sometimes. I can't even remember what. Hey, Anti-Bye. What place I ate it at? Waffle House. That's what it is.
Okay.
Waffle House, my favorite place in the States to eat. That's the best thing I've ever eaten.
It's good stuff. Especially if you're drunk. If you need grease at 3 o'clock in the morning. That is
hash browns.
The perfect. Yes, okay, hash browns. Fuck yeah.
Yes, hash browns my favorite American thing.
Fantastic. What's your favorite flower?
The piranha plant from Mario. The Venus flytrap, that would be in real life.
Let's see. Was it? So, what is your favorite food in general?
My absolute favorite dish is chicken curry. No, that's not true. Oh, it's unagi done. Unadon. So that's a teriyaki eel on rice in a bowl. The best dish I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, but that tastes good. I love eel.
It's
Smoked eel? Yeah. That's good stuff.
Yes.
Pinoy, I'll poop for a week, that southern shit. No doubt, man, but it's good. I love it. Grease. Give me the grease. Butter. So, this is a good question. When was the last time you climbed a tree?
Wow. I think I did that in Japan. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
So that's a year and a half ago.
So, is there a country that you're never going to go back to? That you just said, "Fuck this place. This is the worst."
France.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they can. That was. I understand why Japanese people get legitimately ill, get the Paris syndrome, as it's called. So disappointed they get sick and have to be transferred home. I do get that because Paris, it's mainly Paris, not the rest of France, but Paris in itself is the most disappointing shithole in the world.
Really? It's just dirty and shit?
Yes, and it's so overrated. It's oversold. It's like when you hype a game and a movie, and everyone watches it and go, "This is terrible." That's it. That's Paris.
Oh, I can imagine. Everybody I've talked to that's been there just had nothing but complaints about it.
So if you go to France, don't go to Paris. Go to everything except Paris. Maybe drive through Paris and go, "Oh, I'm glad I'm not staying here," and then that's it.
That's great. Oh, he's talking about Pino's talking about cheesesteaks. That's something you got to try when you come back. It's a Philly cheesesteak sandwich. Oh my god, yeah, that's good shit. What song?
Do look good.
What songs do you have completely memorized?
I have one called Popipo.
Okay.
It's a juice commercial from Japan. And I remember the entirety.
You want to sing it?
Oh god, no. Tanome omae sukitaro yasai yusu watashi ga kimeta imakimeta takara nonde watashi no yasai yusu kakaku wa nihakien soya dose soya dose maru yaka jasai jusu fuwa jasai jusu ichiban ususume nano wa midori no jusu popi Betchi taporuna popi sei me afureta popi anata mo ima popi yasai yusu ga suki ni naru.
I love that. It's awesome. It sounds so funny, just to phonetically hear it. It's just that's great.
It's my favorite song, and it's a commercial for vegetables.
That's great. What do you wish you knew more about? If you had all the time in the world to study it, what would you study?
I want to learn more I want to learn all the languages.
That's a challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, that's my main goal is learning as many. Like the first, I have to be good enough at Japan so I can live there without ever having to pick up a translator. That's the first. I want to be as good in Japanese, in Chinese, Mandarin, I think, and then Cantonese. Why not learn that afterwards? And then why not? Since I've been there so many times, let's learn some Arabic just so I can earn a shit ton of money in the oil industry. Why not?
Sounds. If you were cryogenically frozen for 100 years and they woke you up, what do you think your first question would be?
has anime switched to 3D yet?
Ah.
And if they said yes, I would shoot myself in the face.
Oh, why?
I hate 3D anime. It's so bad. It's so janky. I love the drawn anime. That's beautiful. But with this, when they start 3D, 99% of the time it doesn't fit and it looks janky and it looks unnatural.
Right, like there's a couple of those Netflix anime where like some of the angled, it's like you could tell. Oh my God, I totally agree with that. Now that I'm thinking about it, there's only one successful way I've seen that done, and it was on the Berserk trilogy.
Yes, I agree. I watched that without having a brain aneurysm.
No shit. And Hero Mask, they actually do that pretty well too.
There's also the Batman Ninja. I watched that recently, and I'm not a fan of what it turns into. But I would say like some of the characters, Joker and Harley in the 3D, fits perfectly. Like the general body movement is really good. When they zoom in on faces on some of the people that doesn't have an exaggerated face, it looks like shit again. But otherwise, so it's getting there.
And that's Batman.
Batman Ninja, it's called.
Batman Ninja. Huh? That sounds pretty interesting. Is that available like through Crunchyroll or something like that?
Netflix. It should be on Netflix. Yes.
Oh wow. Okay. Cool. That sounds like something I would watch.
I actually think from what you said earlier, I definitely think you would enjoy it because there's mechs in it.
Oh really?
Yeah, see, that's the part where I go, what the fuck's going on?
I'm down with that shit. Then give me put me in a mech. I can pilot a mech any day. But I hate Gundam. I just love the BattleTech aesthetic. I can't stand Gundam's too like edgy. It's too sharp. And they all convert into like jet airplanes. Right.
I agree. Gundam is they really really want to push the edge and everything is so hard and woe is me and holy shit.
Yeah, I kind of like that World War II aesthetic that's kind of thrown into the battle mech, kind of thing.
Yes, there's definitely it can be done right.
And there's a Cal Yokoyama had done this series in a magazine, a hobby magazine, where he had taken all these model kits and had reassembled them as figures in armor. And and there's two sides, right? Cal Yokoyama. It's called Mackay. It's MA dot and then capital K dot. It stands for Maschinenkrieger, which is of course German for war machines, right?
Maschinenkrieger. That's machine warrior.
Yeah, Cal Yokoyama is the guy that designed all those all that stuff. That's the shit that I'm really into.
That's really really amazing. That's good designs. That's the kind of designs I like. There's also a thing called Iron Harvest.
Yes. I know. Yes.
Yeah. Those kind of mechs I can go stand behind and go, that's amazing.
That is cool shit. And they're all from like he took a bunch of like helicopter models and big motorcycle models and just chopped them up and reassembled them. And he was and he used Micronaut figures to put for the heads and stuff, and it was very popular. And they started making model kits out of them. And so now there's a second wave of them that they've just come out with, which they're snap tight, and you don't need any glue, and they fit perfectly. It's really nice stuff. I really wish I'd love to see kids doing this stuff. Working with plastic model kits or Gunpla or Plummo.
Yeah. Yes.
More than Lego. Lego's so big here. It's which is it's a thing, and I'm cool with it. But it's like I would love to see them actually build some of these mechs and shit. Because I think that once they did that, they would say goodbye to Lego. Just because it's so much fun. But that's me. So I just fanboyed out on you.
It's good. It's good. I do the same with Warhammer. If you get me into a conversation about that, I could go on forever. I have ruined streams just talking about it nonstop.
See, they don't make any plastic models, except for garage. There's garage kits of like some of the bigger, tanks, and stuff, for the Warhammer thing.
No, they make everything out of plastic now.
Oh, really?
Yes.
All the figures are they're not metal anymore?
They are no. The resin has almost been completely booted out of it. There's still some models you can only get in the resin, but they are slowly getting rid of all of them. So 90% now is plastic, which is really nice. And a lot of them are easy to assemble plastic, so they click into place now.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was talking about, the Maquet stuff.
Yeah, and so that's Warhammer's also going that way too. Yes, it's quite nice.
That's killer. So before we get out of here, because we're always at the top of the hour already. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. I'm sorry, I'm so disorganized. I feel like I'm moving in slow motion. What is the last piece? I don't know. So, all right, let's get back to YouTube. All right, let's talk about YouTube for reals. Yeah. Who do you think is the most overrated YouTuber?
The most overrated YouTuber. Oh, see, that's tough, because I really don't care about most of them.
I feel you.
There's a couple of YouTubers where they just annoy me on a personal level, so I have to. I wish they would fuck off. But I don't want to be mean. He's not very big, and it would be really asshole-ish.
So, who's all right? What about a YouTuber that you think needs some more love? Somebody you think that's very talented and
I'm gonna be extremely biased here and say Tyro and Anubis, Rakis Network. Mm-hmm. Those two put way too much effort into the content with the amount of views they get, which I think is sad, because I talk to them every day and they spend a long time every time, and I think it's entertaining every time. Mm-hmm. But most of the people I talk with here, like you, Irate, and Trippy and such, everyone are lovable cunts, to say it nice. And everyone, I think everyone, and I think people will get more views at some point, and definitely deserve it.
Well, thanks. And same to you. It's you're a very entertaining and very funny person.
Thank you.
So I'm out of questions. We'll give a last shout out to the chat.
Hey, chat. That's a shout out.
Hey, chat. What's happening? You got any more questions? Let's see.
Urinating tree is hilarious. I bet. Shut up, Lo. Fuck you, Cell.
Good old Zell. Oh, shit. Urinating tree is hilarious. What is that? Is that a Japanese thing?
What?
Urinating tree?
No, I just think it's a tree urinating. I actually don't know.
I don't either.
Urinating tree. Let's see. There it is. It's a YouTuber. It's a reviewer of old video games.
Okay. That's a great name.
Urinating
it's
tree.
It's a pissing tree. Yeah, man. Oh, shit. Well, hell, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I want to apologize to everybody. I'm not on my 100% game, but I think this has been a great interview. I want to thank Lo-Fi. Thank you so much for taking your time out of your schedule and just hanging out with me and talking.
Oh, this was every time the streams are super fun to be on. So of course I said yes to this. It would be super fun, and it was.
Well, good. I just wish my brain didn't feel like it's just busting out of my brain. But hey, I'm not done. I'm not done with you.
Okay.
Lo-Fi. I'm just going to say that right here, right now. I do want to do more stuff with you in the future. So
sure.
let's keep an open dialogue. And yeah, and on that note, people, I'm going to say, this is Irate Prostate. You have been watching the Ice Cream interviews with Lo-Fi. And Lo-Fi, you want to say bye-bye?
Bye-bye, everyone. I'm moving to Twitch, by the way. Hey! Yeah.
Solely to Twitch?
And I'm going to be... So it's going to be... Tyro's going to upload on his channel. My channel is going to turn into bloopers and outtakes that I will initially just edit, but later I will animate when my drawing skills become slightly better. And then I will myself will mostly hang out on Twitch streaming, because what I'm good at is reactions and fun animations. So let's just sit and hear me yell. Why not?
Rage on. That's great. All right, and everybody, be back here this time next week with none other than the Gutenberg. So on that note, everybody, thanks for showing up. This has been fun for me. Thanks for putting up with my whatever. Y'all have a great week, and tomorrow night, of course, is Irate Monday. We're going to look at what happened last week with the Senate subcommittee on oversight. You're going to be surprised at the shit that went down.